Oh my God, your poor dad.
Welcome back to Your Poor Dad. You can't choose your sisters, but you can choose your podcast. So thank you for joining us and being the fourth Brant sister.
And with that, the 2023 season has come to a close. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah.
If I hear that sound one more time,
what are you going to do about it?
I'm going to fight someone.
Doubt it.
And with that,
it's like what that guy sounds. I wonder who that guy is.
I don't know that sound.
Do you not ever go on the internet?
Honey,
You know
she
what?
doesn't. How many times do we have to be over this?
You know, when I do get on Instagram and then I'll be on Reels and I'll be scrolling and then I want to go to that, see like part 2. And every time I get mad and then it's like, duh, TikTok exists. It's so much better. It's the same stuff, but better. And
On
I can
TikTok?
it's easier to navigate. Mm-hmm. I always forget about it until it's too late.
I think my favorite thing is Dad when he sends us TikToks. Here's what I do appreciate is I love when he sends us the Taylor Swift ones, but it's funny because it's always TikToks that I've seen at least 2 to 3 weeks beforehand, and then it's finally getting to his For You page.
Yeah.
But I appreciate it.
I don't like, to be honest, Dad. If you're listening,
You don't like Dad?
No, I like Dad.
To be honest, I don't like Dad.
No, I don't like when Dad sends us, like, because he is just like,
Because when does he have time to work?
no, he casts a wide net of TikToks. Like you never really know what you're gonna get, and they're not always good. Like some of them are just mediocre, and he'll let you know. He'll be like, "This is kind of cool." Like I only pelt out like quality TikToks to people, but Dad's like, he's quantity over quality.
Yeah.
And
It's his way to connect with us.
and when I lived with him, he will scroll on that toilet for hours.
Well, what else is he going to do?
He's like hiding from everyone on the toilet, and then you'll just get like random texts, and it's just like I hate seeing how many texts like they build up over the day, and I'm just like, who's texting me? And then I look and it's Dad sending TikToks, and it's like
From both phones.
Well, that's the most confusing part is Dad texts us from both phones. So then when I do need to call him, I just pick one and he'll be like, "Why'd you call this phone?"
and it's like, well, I don't even know which phone is which at this point.
I don't know which is your personal, which is your work phone.
Yeah, he's just a dad. He's such a dad.
He's such a dad.
We should make him do I'm a dad. Of course I'm going to micromanage every step of...
I'm a dad.
I don't know if he could. He would stress.
He would stress out so hard.
He'd be like, "Let me do it again."
Yeah, like
What do I say again?
That's why when people are like, "Get your dad on the podcast," I'm like, the second he gets on here, he's gonna clam up and be all like,
He's so shy.
And he always makes these noises when he's taking a picture. He's like, yeah. Like
You have to get into character.
Whenever you're taking a picture by Dad, he's like, yeah, and you can hear his mouth moving because he's like constantly like moving his mouth.
But he's like, "Hey,
yeah.
I think that's what models do.
I know. Honestly, is Dad onto something?
I think he is.
Well, this is our first episode recording in the 2024 season. 2024 just feels like, how did we get here? It just seems like just yesterday was 2020. Great times.
2020 was a whirlwind.
Remember when you had that COVID relationship? We need to ask who else has had a COVID relationship, because truly, like, who didn't have like a weird COVID love situation?
It's so weird to think about that relationship because it was so COVID.
It was so COVID coded.
Like we did nothing was open. So all we did was go to his house, cook dinner, drink wine, watch movies. Like who isn't going to get along if those are the only things that you're doing? And then the second we went one other location, I was like, "Oh my God, I hate this man." It was the craziest experience ever.
That is
because
so crazy.
usually people at least kind of annoy me.
Yeah.
And there was no...
I can't believe he didn't annoy you, because like
He didn't have the chance because we also didn't spend... We never needed to spend multiple days or nights together because I would still have to... I would hang out with him for a few hours and then I would go home. And then I might go back the next day, but it wasn't consecutive. And that, I think, is the real key.
It really was like such an optical illusion of how much you thought you liked him, and then as soon as you see them in a different context, it was totally different. When it's like, these squares are actually the same color. If you put your finger over the middle, it was like, whoa, mind blown. Like, that was the same person.
That was wild.
We need to know if you guys have ever had a COVID relationship. We need to know the story because that is so funny.
But what's also really weird about that story is, or that relationship, I have so many stories that I could talk about where it's just like, he was just not it. Really just not it.
I knew from the second I met him, I was like,
but you, every single time I say something a little negative, which to be honest kind of is warranted, you're like, Paige, be nice.
because I feel bad for him.
But why?
Because he's kind of a loser.
But
He
like,
has all the tools he needs to be not a loser.
he is.
I feel bad just calling him a loser right now, and I never feel bad about that.
That's why it's so
so
of all of
weird.
the people,
It
like
feels
that one actually, you look up loser and it's him.
Okay, do you remember his friend that I made out with?
Yes.
That's like the definition of like, okay, I guess it's COVID and there's one other person here. I guess this is my option.
Oh, damn.
Good times.
Oh no.
Well,
Glad it's 2024.
I know. I feel like I was started off the new year, like before the actual, like, you know,
New
turning
year?
of the year. I was like so positive, or, you know, like ready to like really dominate hustle culture, like LFG, let's go girls. And then I had the worst hangover January 1st. I did not get out of bed. I actually, like, it made me feel so bad because I was in New York, like just looking outside, and I was just like, I could see like the sun rise and then the sunset, and I was like, I'm still in this bed.
Yeah.
It was terrible. And I tried all my tricks. I tried sleeping, I tried drinking, I tried everything.
Well, you're getting older.
And it was like putting a mirror up into my face, and I was like, do you really need to be drinking 75 dirty martinis in one night? No.
Well, sometimes you do.
Yeah, I do.
But sometimes you don't.
Right. That seemed like a time I did need to. And so
Well,
I'm still recovering.
right before the end of the year, my son Roman just really wanted to make sure we went out with a bang.
He was like, you haven't spent enough money on me this year. Let's just jack it up.
Yeah, and so, you know, he just thought that maybe I forgot about him, all the drama before our Europe trip.
No, we didn't forget. He's like, each quarter, I'd love for you to have a full-on panic attack and bring me to the vet in tears.
Yep, surprise vet visit for Roman. That was annoying and stressful, but we finally have a long-term plan. Shout out to Firehouse Animal Center or something like that.
Actually, not shout out. If you want to pay us, we'll shout you out because you're basically like, you're investing in them. They need to invest in you.
No, I totally am, but they were really great. So that was a fun little end of the year scramble, but he's doing great now.
But do you think that this is a case against the Frenchies? Like against Frenchies in general, the breed?
Great question.
Because
Great question.
Here's the thing. You have spent so much money not only to purchase these GMO dogs, which we love.
Well, and if we're being
buy one get one free.
If we're being honest, he was a discount puppy, and that should have really been a warning sign.
Yeah. And then you got Roman for free
because I didn't ask.
Yeah.
I just showed up and he said, "Hey, I'll give you a discount," and I said, "Oh my god, my
Thank
lucky
you.
day." But actually, that was weird. And then Roman was free.
Right. And then they have definitely made you pay for that over the years.
100%.
I forgot what I was going to say after that.
You said, "Is this a case against the Frenchies?"
Oh, and I forgot what I was going to say after that. So, anyways.
Well, I definitely think that if you are considering getting a Frenchie, which obviously I love them, I think they're adorable. They're my favorite little dogs. Just make sure you have a lot of disposable income.
Oh, this is what I was going to say, because you were actually looking online the other day and you were like, there's a Frenchie for adoption. And I was like, okay, that's it. You've lost your mind.
It was a foster Frenchie. I showed her the 2 foster
Yeah.
babies.
Okay. 2 Frenchies is equal to 4 cats. You were like just as bad as a cat lady.
That's what you say. And you know what?
3 Frenchies is equivalent to like 12 cats.
Look at that face.
You know, he's so cute, but then also they're like so maniacal. Like they will run around this house, and the second they're irritated, they will piss on your bed.
They keep me young.
And they just like they fart, they smell, weird liquids secrete out of them.
You know what?
It's all a part of the experience.
They keep me on my toes.
It's funny that both of your dogs combined are like not even one of Hank, and like they both cause so much ruckus.
Well, you know what? Sometimes Tiger cuddles with me in the morning, and then it's all worth it.
They're
for me.
so cuddly. They're like, first they're sour, then they're sweet.
But that is me.
Yeah, it literally is you.
I know.
Yeah.
So I think that's why it works.
Yeah,
We get each other.
yeah. And Hank and I are both just like chill. We're so go with the flow. We're both like gorgeous. We both have blonde hair.
Yeah.
Both like super like, you know, outgoing. Like we go to the park and we both say hi to everyone we see. You know,
So social.
that's so me.
Yeah.
Just making friends wherever I go.
Bailey, how was your New Year's or your weekend?
The weekend was great, and then I started like just fantasizing because I was off work for 2 weeks, didn't do a thing, didn't lift a finger. It was amazing. And then we went to like this nice dinner at Juniper. The food was really good. And then we went to the spa at the Omni, and we got to stay in the sauna and the pool, and like it was just very nice and luxurious. And I was like, oh my god, do I want to be rich? Like this is the first time that it dawned on me that like
That being
that
rich
is-
could be nice.
And Styx was like, yeah, that's why you work, so you can pay for the spa. And I was like, that's not why I work. Like, you think that's why I became a teacher, was to make the big bucks?
Yeah, that's why you work, to make a teacher's salary so you could go to the spa.
Yeah, that's why you were at the school for 13 hours today.
No, that's why we're going to take this podcast to the top so we can go to the spa.
Yeah, it's just this little niche spa, the Omni. So, hey, guys, if you want to sponsor us, let me know.
Hey, guys.
Hi, Omni.
It was really nice, though.
Nice.
And Juniper was really good.
It was? I've never been there. Where is it?
It's on the east side. Don't remember.
I've heard great things.
Speaking of food, so the first night we're in New York, I don't really know what the plans are because I'm like, you know, Libra mode. Mr. Roberts is in Virgo mode.
What does that mean?
So I'm just like go with the flow, and he's creating the flow for me.
Great.
And so we go to this place. They're like, oh, actually, we decided that we're going to Emilio's Bellotto. And I was like, great, sounds delicious. And so I get there, and it's so tiny, and they like usher us into this back room, very small. And I'm leaving, and I'm noticing all these celebrities on the wall. And then I'm like looking up this place after we leave, and our girly pop, Miss Taylor Swift, she loves Emilio's Bellotto.
Hell yeah.
Like literally, I was on like a trail of like places that Taylor frequents, and
I would be too.
And I was like, I'm gonna see Taylor, but then I called you, and
I had
she
to
was
burst the bubble.
I know, she's in Kansas City, but honestly, like if she was in New York, we would have ran into each other.
100%.
But you know who I did run into?
Who?
Angelina
Oh,
Jolie.
you're right.
And so I'm in the bathroom, and Mr. Roberts, of course, he like knows me so well. He's like, oh my God, Angelina just walked into the restaurant. She's sitting in the back corner, and her security is right behind you. So I like walk in, and I'm like, he's like, don't look, don't make it obvious. And I'm like, you know, of course, like craning my neck at every like, and I like, see,
excuse me?
and of course I'm like, okay, she's probably with her children because it's like a holiday. I like look over, and of course I notice like her kids, and it's so weird that I know
What her kids look like.
what her kids look like and what their names are. Like, and I'm not even like a stan at all. I'm just like a purveyor of pop culture, and I'm just like, oh, that's her kid, blah 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 blah, blah. And Mr. Roberts is like, how do you know that? And I'm like, because I just
Because they were always in the tabloids.
always like Shiloh, Jolie Pitt. I saw them. I don't know what their, you know,
Pronouns.
pronouns are right now, but it was just so wild. I was like, remember when you were born? Like you were like such a wild thing to happen. Like Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt, two of the most gorgeous people in the world, had a baby, and you are like literally looking
The
exactly
product.
like both of them.
Yeah.
It was so wild. So that was like my one little like exciting.
That is so exciting.
I know, she's so gorgeous. Like she is just stunning, but I'm like still, you know, Team Jen, obviously.
You
We'll
don't have
never
to pick
get
a
over it.
side.
No, I do.
Okay.
They
You can
kind of were
have an
like
opinion.
pretty, they did something pretty nasty to Jennifer Aniston, who is like kind of a national treasure.
Right.
I do agree.
Yeah.
I do agree.
I mean, like, how could you not pick Jennifer Aniston's side in that? Like, it was crazy that people were like, Team Angelina. Like, are you serious?
Well, I'm saying just because you say something kind about Angelina, does like you don't have to like pledge your allegiance to like Jennifer Aniston. Like both things can be true.
True, but like, you know me, like I have to pledge my allegiance to everything.
Yes.
Like I have to like pick a side, and I don't know why.
It doesn't feel very Libra. Wouldn't you be like more balanced about it?
It's because I'm an Aries moon.
Oh, okay.
Well, and I think,
and that makes sense.
And I think it was like in that whole situation, it was Team Jen, but in the divorce of Angelina and Brad, it was Team Angelina.
So it's never Team Brad.
Well, I think Brad.
I think there's a common thread here.
I think that
Brad was like,
yeah,
he's problematic in that
yeah,
situation.
and I think
Allegedly.
I know nothing, but like I think maybe he's not as much anymore because it just for some reason it just takes men so much longer to like mature and grow up.
Well, I think the real problem here is that it takes men so much less to have to like, you know, grovel to the world for us to forgive them.
Oh, like they don't grovel.
Yeah, he's like, well, sorry. Here's an Oscar-winning
He
movie.
says, "Sorry, Bailey."
Sorry, Bailey.
That is exciting though.
Yeah, it was pretty. You know me, like my nipples got hard once I see a celebrity. I'm just
Your
like,
little
ooh,
puffy
my little
nipples.
puffy nipples puffed up.
Speaking of celebrities, do you know who? Well, should I add negativity into this? Because,
Sure.
Like, who would you guess is the most pick me woman female celebrity?
Ooh, okay. Can you give me like one hint, or just like give
She's
me
like-
a category?
Nickelodeon.
No,
Okay. Older.
older. Like
Like
Than
what?
us?
Give me an age range.
Give us
or
a
like,
hint.
she's probably late 30s, maybe early 40s.
What
but
is
she
she?
looks
Olivia
great.
Wilde?
Oh, that's a really good guess, but no.
What does she do?
She's an actress, but now she likes to post videos of her singing on Instagram.
Oh, you're gonna say Kate Hudson?
Yes.
Wait, you think she's pick me?
So much. Did you listen to her podcast?
No.
I did. Wait, with Oliver?
Yeah.
I did.
What was
It
her?
made me really like him. But the more I listened, the more I was like, it's just like, well, you know how I'm always just like singing, and it was just like all the time, and I was just having a good time with everyone. Just like, okay, we get it.
Okay.
So am I Kate Hudson?
Probably.
Well, I hear you. I hear what you're saying, and I understand the vibes for why you are saying that. However, I think it's kind of like with mom, how mom is actually into football. So it's pick me behavior for anyone else who's like, it's not genuine. And I think that she genuinely grew up she has always known fame and celebrity, like from the time she was born, right? So I just think that is her world.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just get like there's an air of like not like a humble brag, but like the opposite of like a backhanded compliment. I guess like a humble brag where it's like, well, you know, I couldn't help it because like I had to get another thing because I didn't have enough places to put my trophies, or like, you know, just
That kind of sounds like me.
yeah.
Wait, so what did Oliver do? Did he just like bring her back down to earth?
Yeah, it was very much like it's called sibling revelry, and so it was them talking about being siblings, and they would interview siblings, and it was
I
a
get
really
the
good
podcast,
show.
but like why did you say Oliver is the
No, I just liked him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was just it.
That's interesting to learn about you.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know.
I see it, but I just disagree.
I think it's a
Yeah,
good
I
thing
like
that you
her.
do because I don't think she does anything like wrong. It's just like I'm suspicious.
I get it. I get
Nice.
But it's
Kate
also
Hudson, Bailey's on to you.
it's also these celebrities that I follow on Instagram are so random that it's probably just because she's one of 5 that I follow, and the other one's like Blake
I would
Lively.
love to see
LeBron James.
who you follow on Instagram.
I follow David Diggs, not David Diggs. Yeah, he's from Hamilton.
Who the fuck is David
Who
Diggs?
does he play? George Washington?
What did I miss? Thomas Jefferson and Marquis de Lafayette.
Yes. Okay.
And Sebastian.
So another quick update about me. It's a dating update, guys.
Ooh.
And here's the thing. I spoke about Kurt at least 1 or 2 times before on the podcast.
Couldn't do the math.
And we had still, been talking, and it just ended up that it felt like Kurt was the type of person who really liked to talk to me because I would listen to him, but he didn't actually want to get to know me. He didn't really care to listen to me talk, because every time I would talk, he would cut me off and like change the subject and whatever. So eventually it's just like, and with the whole Roman thing, it's like, oh, hey, Kurt, now you haven't talked to me in like days, but now that you're texting me, can I text you back when I'm back from the vet? Like,
right.
And, had to take Roman to a last minute vet appointment. And just the fact that when I did text him back, there was no like, hey, is everything all right?
Yeah.
Or there was just no care about me or the things that I care about. It was just like, okay, back to him and what he's thinking about, which people are like that, but that's not what I'm looking for in my partner, and then in my inner circle even.
I feel like you need to just like tell the sisters situation how you told it to me, because you're like, you're like, I think I'm gonna break it off with Kurt, and I was like, why? And you're like, because I kind of don't like him, and he only talks about himself.
True, facts.
It was just so funny the way you said it.
Well, so then when I he finally calls me. We weren't supposed to hang out for New Year's Eve. He decides to come home early from a trip, and he calls me, and I'm like, hey, long time no talk. He's like, whoa, really? And that was I did not expect that to be the first trigger. Cause I was like, yeah, like we haven't talked, like what's up? And he immediately starts like throwing some shit in my face. I'm like, what does that have anything to do? And I'm like, you know what? Here's the thing. I don't know what that means. What I need to say is, I don't think this is working because I don't think you care about me, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's okay, whatever. And then, sisters, this is the shocking part. He said, well, yeah, obviously, I didn't think this was working either, because I thought it was so rude that you did not want to do my social media and my weekly email newsletters for my side business.
He wanted you to he wanted you to start a side hustle for his side hustle for free. But
Yeah.
Yes. And the thing is he brought this up, like he asked me one time weeks ago. He said, oh my gosh, you should help me with because he has his regular job and he has his side business.
Yeah.
He's like, you should help me with my emails and social media for my side business. And I said, no.
Oh my God, Kurt, you know what you could do in exchange for that? You should edit this podcast for us.
Jade, I literally said that.
Stop.
I swear to God. Because I was like, when he first asked me, I was like, oh, I don't want to do that. You should hire like a social media manager.
Yeah.
And he said, but why would I do that when you know how to do it? And I said, because I don't want to, I don't have the time, and I don't want to do that for free for anybody.
Yeah.
Especially somebody who doesn't even care to ask me one fucking question and listen to me fucking talk. Okay. Especially for that. So anyways, I'm like shocked. He goes, yeah, because you didn't want to help me. I was like, yeah, I didn't, and I still don't. And he's like, I just think that's so rude. And I was like, I would never ask you to edit every episode of the podcast. And he said, but if you had like a question or something, I would talk to you about it. Okay. That's also so different than me doing your social media and your fucking emails for your side business.
Yeah, that's
on a regular basis for free.
That's like the difference between us being like, hey, Kurt, what button do I push to edit this podcast? Versus being like, hey, Kurt, can you just like edit this and upload it and then write the episode description and then clip all the social clips and then post those onto various social media sites?
You don't want to do that?
You don't want to do that? That's weird. I would do it for you.
Because it's not your passion. It's not what you're interested in. So you don't want to take time out of your life to do it for free?
Yeah.
That's so fucking rude.
Kurt can suck my ass.
Honestly, that was just shocking. And here's the thing. What I know is, I know that he was trying to reach or whatever. Like I clearly hurt his feelings by saying that I didn't like that that I didn't feel like he cared about me because he didn't let me talk. And so I think that hurt his feelings. So in return, he was trying to hurt my feelings. And that was like the first thing that he could remember that like kind of upset him. Cause I'm like, there's no way anybody would actually think that is a problem.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's wild.
I don't know. I think that
He's an only child and it shows.
exactly. And I think that there will be something that he learns from. I don't think that he's going to learn from you because I think he's very petulant and he might think that this was something that was warranted and he was like building a case before you guys were even talking. And I think that that's a lesson, like the entitlement and all that stuff that's going to come later, or it's going to
Kurt
leave
will
later.
ever learn his lesson, to be honest. Like, I just think
Well,
I don't know if I can
hopefully-
say it.
Hopefully he keeps going to the well and it's dry. Like he went to Paige and was like, oh my God, you should do all this work for free. And then when he revisits it and she's like, oh no, I actually really meant exactly what I said and I'm being honest and I'm not going to change. And this is not something that you're entitled to. Cool. He learned, I'm going to go like to another well, but hopefully the next time it'll be the same thing where it's people being honest and not just giving in. I don't know.
Men like that, I feel like, are like, why is every woman I meet an asshole? Instead of being like, maybe I'm the asshole.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
he also, again, really reaching for things. He was like, also, it was so rude the first time you walked into my apartment and you said, wow, you have a lot of stuff. He was like, that's insulting. And I was so
Why do you have so much
dumbfounded.
stuff?
I was like, that insulted you? And he was like, yeah, that was so rude. I was like, well, one, I'm sorry because I didn't mean it in an insulting way. I just mean it as, wow, you have so much, like his walls, like you see how those records take up the whole wall? That's how every one of his walls from like bottom to the ceiling, like that's,
He's a maximalist.
all of his walls are covered with like paintings and pictures and like it looks nice, but it's such a different vibe than what I'm used to. So the first, whoa, you have a lot of stuff. If that was insulting, that was so long ago. Why am I you're just now saying that when I hurt your feelings because I said that this wasn't gonna work out? It's those types of things that piss me off. Like,
yeah, he's just throwing it back in your face.
yeah, I don't believe you because you're just trying to find something to throw back in my face. And I was like, again, I'm sorry if I insulted you. I didn't mean it in that way. But also, it's hard for me to apologize when that happened so long ago and you never seemed upset about it then.
Yeah.
So anyways, I just don't like when people throw old things that were never even an issue
Yeah.
back at you.
So bye, Kurt. You can go shave your back now. Have fun.
Bye.
We're going to leave you back in 2023.
Exactly.
Okay, so this is another thing we wanted to talk about, and that is Aaron Rodgers being, Aaron Rodgers.
Do you know about that?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. What do
Wow,
you-
that is crazy. Wait, you tell us what you know.
I saw it on 2 separate occasions.
Whoa.
On, I don't know, probably like Instagram or something.
Okay.
I know that he was being a little petulant and he was mad that Jimmy Kimmel once said, like, made fun of him for something, and then he like had a little tantrum and he said, oh my gosh, all those Hollywood elites, those Jimmy Kimmels are out there, and when the list comes out of Epstein's, like, it's gonna be bad. And then Jimmy Kimmel said, okay, let's get it straight.
Yeah,
I like Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah, I like Jimmy Kimmel too, and I think I'm just trained because our dad is a Bears fan. Like, I'm just trained to kind of like not like Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
And I also have this like weird thing with Aaron Rodgers because his brother was on The Bachelorette.
I watched that. That's the only season I've ever watched.
Right. And
I like Jordan.
is with JoJo. And I TBH, like, I didn't really like Jordan. I thought he was kind of douchey, but I think most men are douchey. But like,
He's like the perfect type of douche for me.
he's literally your perfect guy.
I know.
Yeah.
But I think like JoJo is really cute, and I think they're cute together. And I was watching their stories from their family Christmas when it's just like the two brothers and their wives and then their family. And I'm just like, wait, maybe Aaron is the problem. Like, we don't know if Aaron's the problem, but like,
Did you watch that season?
yes.
Because whenever they were going home, it was so awkward. Well, I felt like it was so awkward when they did like the hometown visits, and they had to address that Aaron was not only not going to be around for those visits, but like because he's not ever around.
Yeah, because like he's
they're-
estranged from the family.
which is so crazy because he's he's such a known person.
Yeah.
Like and especially at the time, I think he like just stopped playing football like this season.
Yeah.
But like he's always being talked about, right?
Yeah.
So it's like so weird that such an active person, we know so much about their professional life.
Yeah.
It's like, what is the tea?
Yeah. And it's like, I'm sorry, Aaron Rodgers, Hollywood elite. Like, he hangs out with Hollywood elite. Like, he's friends with a bunch of people in Hollywood. He has a podcast. Like, you are literally profiting off of Hollywood elite culture.
Well, the thing it's like, it's fine that people are going to have their beef with each other.
Yeah.
But like, it's kind of weird that the Epstein of it all, you know, it's like
Where did that come from?
Why did you say that?
Well, it kind of seems like he's very like, you know, that vibe is like very conservative vibes.
Yeah,
you know, like it's QAnon vibes.
It's like low hanging fruit for QAnoners. It's just
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, and you know when the list comes out, then we're gonna know Pizzagate. Like it's just so easy to be like, oh my god, we do need that list. We need to see who has been under in the tunnels, like
It's
walking to Epstein's Island.
It's just such a different type of low blow because if any other shit talking was said, like Jimmy Kimmel doesn't need to say anything. It's like, okay, whatever. But Jimmy Kimmel did need to address it because that's such a serious accusation
It
to
is
throw out
dangerous,
there.
like you said.
That is like honestly the worst thing you could say about someone is
It's
being like
unhinged.
a pedo. Like truly, like that's the lowest form of a human being.
And the way it's like, oh, just wait for the list to come out as if like I know for a fact all of the names. And it's like, that's so dangerous. Like that's
And like that is so QAnon adjacent.
Yeah, you don't need to know the names on the list to once the first thing people hear is the thing that they're gonna believe. So once it's like out there, then the retraction it's not the same.
It's
And how
not the
does
same.
Aaron Rodgers even know what the list is?
Yeah, because no offense, if there's a list out there, it's not going across his desk.
What did Jimmy Kimmel make fun of him for?
I don't know.
It's like the next part of the clip after Aaron says it, and then like his co-host says, yeah, one time Jimmy Kimmel said this, and obviously Aaron's held on to it. And so I don't remember what he said, but that was like why he's like mad. It's intentional.
Yeah, well, sorry, Aaron.
Yeah, I'm on Jimmy Kimmel's side.
Yeah, and here we are. Like, I am constantly saying like wild shit about like people like Justin Timberlake, so I probably should watch my fucking mouth.
Yeah, I just started feeling really bad about what I said about Kate Hudson. Sorry, Kate, but it's very much punching up, so I feel like it's okay.
Yeah, well,
I don't think Kate and I are equals, so I can say
That was such a quick turnaround. I started feeling really bad about what I said about Kate.
just like even before I said, I was like, should I like introduce some negativity today?
No, it's honestly so interesting
I
that you
love a
did
little
that
negativity.
because you never do that. And honestly, of all of the people that I would for you to be like, guys, guess who's picked me? Like that was not what I expected.
Yeah, maybe I woke up on the wrong side of the bed, and then I saw those like all the videos of her singing, and it was more and more, and I was like, Jesus, we get it, lady.
You know what I'm all for this year is just like talking a little shit. Like talking shit in a healthy way is just like kind of good for the soul. Like it honestly like is human nature. And we need to lean in. Like I hate when people are like,
You know what I'm not going to do this year? Gossip.
why? You're not going to call your mom and be like, guess what this bitch did?
There's like cultural significance and like importance in gossiping.
It really is like, first of all, I'm not gossiping to every Tom, Dick, and Harry. I'm gossiping to you guys, mom, my closest friends. And I'm going to be like, hey, guess what? You want to know some juicy goss?
And all the sisters
And
are
his
now
sisters.
entitled.
And it's relatively harmless. It's not like we're creating a Your Poor Dad fan account and trying to like just say weird shit.
Wait, speaking of that, guess who is released from jail?
Gypsy Rose.
Munchausen's by proxy, Bailey.
Oh, I was like, what is? I wanted to find it. I felt like a good puzzle.
So Gypsy Rose Blanchard is released from jail. And if you guys don't know who Gypsy Rose is, then you are probably Bailey and living under a rock.
I know every single thing about the case. You can update me. I don't follow her yet. Do you follow her? I know she's like been engaging.
Gypsy Rose is the type of person you would know. Like, you don't even know who, like...
Well, Bailey's a true crime fanatic.
Right, I know. So it's like, you don't know somebody like Addison Rae, but you will know Gypsy Rose.
Duh.
Obviously. So Gypsy
also,
Rose...
those names, like, those could be, like, interchangeable names. If we asked Dad, like, match the person to their name, he couldn't do it.
But you know what's kind of crazy? 2 Louisiana queens. Along with Stassi Schroeder, who apparently is now, like, people are finding out is the 11th cousin of Gypsy Rose.
11th cousin?
It doesn't really count, but
no.
Let's see how many. Okay, so Gypsy Rose just...
She's probably our 11th cousin.
Yeah.
Honestly. Okay, so Gypsy Rose just got on Instagram. When did she get released? Like the 28th or something?
Something like that.
So she has 6.2 million followers.
Crazy.
So crazy. Okay, she got released 5 days ago. First selfie of freedom. And it's just crazy because have you seen the stuff that she's been commenting?
Oh, no. Not the comments.
Oh my God. So like people were like kind of coming after her husband.
Yeah.
And she was like defending him and she's like, you guys don't even like basically back off. And she's like, besides, the dick is fire.
Wait, how old is she now?
Wait, I saw that, but I didn't know what it was about.
Yes. The D is fire. Let me read like the full thing. Okay.
Oh,
No, and his response is even worse.
Oh no.
She goes, Ryan, don't listen to the haters. I love you and you love me. We do not know anyone anything. Our family is who matters. If you get likes and good comments, great. If you get hate, then whatever, because they don't matter. I love you. Besides, they jealous because you are rocking my world every night. Yeah, I said it. The D is fire. Happy wife, happy life. And then Ryan responds to her and says, who said I give a damn about what these jealous people say anyways? Ha ha. Now come get it, baby.
I saw that.
And that makes my butthole pucker.
I didn't even, because I saw the picture and then I read the comment. I didn't think the user, like I didn't know that was them. Oh no. But honestly, like think about the world in which you grew up and then just thinking about how you would talk about a person, how you talk to people, how you had to forge your relationships online with Christopher Godejen, was that his name? And then her co-conspirator. And then her next one is while she's in jail. So it's just these strange relationships that are like so long distance is stupid to say, but like
what I hope for is that her husband, I hope that he is a good guy. And I think that we're never going to understand how she grew up, right? She's my age, by the way. So she was born in 91.
She is?
She was born July 27th, 1991.
I would have guessed she was like 22.
But that's because she mentally might be, right? Her mom always made her younger, or say that she was younger than she was. She did not have the same experiences, the same social experiences, schooling, educate, like whatever. Like it was so different, such a manipulation and just mind fuck, right? Like I don't know how old she is, like mentally, right? But I do think what I do know is that she has always wanted to feel accepted and loved, right? And who doesn't? So this person, after watching Tiger King, decides that he was with his friend, and the friend's like, oh my gosh, I want to email, or not email, maybe email or write letters, whatever. I want to correspond with Tiger King in prison. And because it was during quarantine, and he said, well, if you reach out to Tiger King, I'll reach out to Gypsy Rose.
That's how it started?
Yeah. And then he wasn't expecting to get a response back, and he did. And then they started emailing, and then eventually he proposed, I think, in 2021. They got married, I think, in 2022.
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
I think she could do so much better.
I think she's figuring things out.
I think
she needs to feel supported in this really weird time.
Okay, obviously, yes, but I think one of my 2024 predictions is Gypsy Rose getting a divorce and then going on like a dating show. And then it's like, who wants to date Gypsy Rose? And honestly, Gypsy Rose.
Who's going to... Gotta play it.
It's like your shot at love with Tila Tequila, but it's gonna be like, who's gonna pick Gypsy Rose? Who will Gypsy Rose pick?
Also, like, I don't want to be problematic, but like, is the name Gypsy kind of like problematic in itself?
Well, no, because it's her name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not a nickname.
That seems like slippery slope.
Well, it would be different if you're saying, "Oh, look at that." Like Gypsy walking through the store or something.
Oh,
it's like
look at basic Jade. It's like we're not adding an adjective in front of her name.
That's just her name.
Like I know that you would maybe feel like we were targeting you if we called you Jade Alexis. Like it's
well, yeah, because Jade Alexis is like you're trying to make fun of me,
but it would still
like
be your name.
Actually, your name.
Yeah. I just feel like that feels like a very slippery slope because like, okay, so we're saying like gypsies.
Okay,
like,
are you saying that you have a hot take about Dee Dee Blanchard? Do you think that maybe she was a little bit problematic?
Because you're right.
Good thought.
Also, Gypsy is kind of like a dog name too, just like Bailey.
Well, that's because you knew a dog named Gypsy.
Yeah. So honestly, 2024 is Gypsy Rose's year, and that's that on that.
And that's that.
Okay, so also Paige, you have a little news you want to share with the girly pops about your little New Year's resolution.
Oh, guys, I don't think I said this on the podcast last time with my resolutions, but this year I decided I want to read.
Oh yeah.
Yes. So here's the thing. I don't read. I'm not a reader. I like watching movies, watching TV shows, listening to podcasts, listening to music. I don't ever sit down and just turn off my brain and read a book. Last year, I think I read 2 books. Mm-hmm. Britney Spears, which took me a few hours, and
The Woman in Me.
And It Ends With Us, which I hated. So
It Ends With Us is a terrible book.
Yeah, hated it. Anyways, so you can make fun of me all you want. My goal is to read 5 books. Because and we're gonna do a little segment. What did we call it?
Pages.
Pages.
Okay, the segment.
Turn the page.
Wait.
God damn it.
Oh wait, did
Okay,
you guys
hold on.
already have a thing?
No. Say it again, Bailey.
What did you have?
Turn the page for beginners.
That's hilarious. Okay, well, this is what we had, Bailey.
Okay.
Pages Reading for Beginners program.
Oh, that's good.
But
I like
Turning
the page for beginners.
Turning the Page for Beginners is so good.
God
Okay,
damn it,
TM.
Bailey.
Okay, wow.
This is why you need to be more involved because you said that in half a split second.
Yeah. Okay, so Turning the Page for
Turning the Page for beginners.
Turning the Page for Beginners. Okay, so this is what this is going to be because I feel like sometimes when you've been in a reading rut, you need like a couple like speedy books to pick you back up.
Yes.
And there's a lot of good speedy books out there that you haven't read because you haven't read like any books.
I haven't read anything. I'm starting with 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo.
Which is like the best, Actually, you know what? I haven't read that book either.
But everyone says
It's the best book.
You didn't read that?
No, you gave it to me and I didn't read it.
Oh.
You know what my toxic trait is? Telling everyone I'm a reader and I just like don't ever read.
Okay.
Yeah, but the thing is, you telling everyone you're a reader, it's believable.
Yeah, because it like almost is like, well, first of all, it's believable because I'm so like well spoken, and second of all, and intelligent,
Right.
and
beautiful.
cultured and beautiful.
Yeah.
Right.
And second, it's also believable because it's almost like if
Because
you
why would
say
you
it-
lie?
Why would I lie about reading?
Because why would you lie?
But if anyone's gonna lie about reading, it's me.
I still identify as a reader, but I probably also only read 2 books last year, maybe.
Yeah,
Actually,
but you have to read a lot of like 4th grade books.
You're
I was
teaching
gonna
people
say,
how to read.
I read a
That's
lot
enough.
of books, but I did read at least 2 books for myself.
You know what I
pretty
can't
good.
stand is when people say that they read a book and they listen to it.
See, I don't count that.
No.
Because if that's what we're counting, I could have Audible on all day. I'm always looking
Yeah.
for podcasts. I could just listen to a freaking book.
I also think that it's important to have the like act of reading. I
Yeah.
think that it's great if you want to listen to books, great if you want to listen to podcasts, especially Your Poor Dad. But I also think that it's the like opening of a book, and dare I say, I love a Kindle, but a real book is better to like unplug, and it's the whole act of it, not just
it's
getting the information into your brain.
Well, because I'm not looking. We're really taking this in baby steps. I'm not looking for like, you know, self-help books or like World War II books or anything like that. I want some nonfiction.
Okay, but when
Fiction?
is the last time?
Wait, which one's the
you want
ones?
fiction?
I want like fiction that's going to keep me entertained, and because what I need to do is get in the act of carving time out of my day to sit down in my bed or on the couch, put my phone down, not have the TV on, and just read. Because what I do, I have a little problem with reading comprehension. And so I find myself, I'll be reading, and then at some point I'll realize that I'm thinking about something else. And
yeah,
I'm
and
like,
then you're
oh,
like, I just
shit.
read 3 pages, but I don't.
And then I make myself go back, because it's not like I'm on a time crunch. I'm doing this for me, right? So I know this is embarrassing, but guys, turning pages,
Turning the Page for beginners.
turning
So
the page
that
for
is
beginners.
not embarrassing. I bet most people did not read 5 books just for themselves last year. I don't think you should sell yourself short, and I think that's a really good thing, because it's the
Thanks,
only
Bailey.
time you can be doing you can't cook and read a book.
Yeah.
You can't
Clean and
drive
read.
and read a
Yep.
book. Like, this is slowing down. I think that's really important for your like mind and body.
You know what? I think I'm gonna join Turning the Page for beginners. I'll be your
gosh.
first member.
Yay!
Should I?
Okay.
I want to.
You could be our president.
No, I'm the president.
Okay. So the first book we're reading is The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo.
And everyone who's listening who says, yeah, I read that like 4 years ago.
shut up.
I literally
We get
read it
it.
10 years ago, but
No, Bailey literally gave it to me probably 10 years ago.
didn't
I
know
said,
you
I
had
think
it.
I read that 10 years ago, and Paige was like, yeah, right. And then we looked up when it was published, and it had been like 9
You
or 10
gave it
years
to me
previous.
when you moved out of your Hyde Park apartment.
I know.
Yes.
Whoa.
Okay, so let us know like your best, like easiest reads. She is not a coho girl.
I really liked Verity.
Okay, Verity, yes. But Layla, terrible book.
I didn't read that. I heard it was good.
People who think Layla is good have bad taste. So if you think Layla was good, maybe don't
Okay,
give us a
first
recommendation.
of all, maybe don't give Jade the recommendation. That's why this is Turning the Page for beginners,
And not Turning the
and
Jade.
Paige is the president.
This is
okay?
why it's Turning the Page for beginners, not Turning the Jade for beginners.
Yeah, and that's
Exactly.
why she's gonna pick the books or me, but I also will read like any trash. I love the like neighborhood public libraries that's just the little houses on a stick that you can just go.
We have a bunch
up.
of those.
And I know we have a bunch of those books that I'm just like, oh, any random murder mystery, it's fine. I don't care if the plot's a little thin. I could see to the end right there from the beginning.
Okay, so with that,
Give me
give
recommendations.
her recommendations, but like maybe also email it to us so it doesn't get lost, because we need that. And so
yourpoordad@gmail.com
Your Poor Dad.
or one of the DMs, Your Poor Dad Pod or Paige Brant 7.
Paige ran 7. Yeah, so I'm really excited. Let us know if you're gonna join Turning the Page for beginners, and maybe like our first January, we're just gonna take it 1 month at a time. We can read 1 book in a month. Like we just have to read like
Yeah, here's what I told myself yesterday. Yesterday was the first day I really made myself sit down, because I technically started 7 Husbands in 2023, and I don't remember what month Smacky gave me this book, but I read a total of 42 pages in all of the months that I had it.
Okay.
Yesterday, I read 47. Just yesterday. And for me, I look at, if it's short chapters, it's like, okay, I'm going to sit down and read at least like 8 chapters or something. And then when I get to that, I do that little milestone, then okay, well, if I need to get up and make dinner or clean or do the dishes, whatever, I can, because I did what I was set out to do. Or, wow, oh my God, those 8 chapters flew by. Let's keep reading, you know?
right. And that's kind of what we want, a book that makes us do that.
Well, and because it's just for ourselves.
Yeah.
We're just trying to sit
not in
down and
school.
unplug.
Yeah. It's like when I was reading It Ends With Us, I kept like reading and being like,
crying because same.
No, I was like, when is this going to get good?
Well, that's also the really awkward thing about reading a book is if it does make you cry, you can't keep reading.
Yeah, because you're just like sitting there and
'Cause
you're
then
crying.
like, your eyes, you're getting all foggy. Everything's getting
Yeah,
blurry.
you're like, I actually need these.
And then if you accidentally cry on the paper, it gets all crinkly and you're
Right.
like, just, it's never the same.
Yeah.
It's like how you know it was a good book. Every
No, I
Jodi
hated
Picoult
that.
book I cried in.
Okay.
My Sister's Keeper, I was sobbing and I was like, get out of here. I gotta know what happens.
Yeah, that was a good one. Okay, well, we have some things from the sisters. Again,
Okay.
if you guys want to write in, you can DM us at yourpoordadpod on Instagram, or you can email us at yourpoordad@gmail.com. And we haven't really like asked you guys for submissions in a while, but like we need you guys to write in and tell us all your stories because you guys have the best stories and we love reading them. Okay, so this is just some of the things that the girlies had on their minds after the break. So let's start out with like a softball. Thoughts on the 10-year-olds taking over Sephora?
I don't know what that means.
I have,
like young people wearing makeup.
yes.
Okay. You made it sound like they were storming
Well,
the
'cause it's-
Capitol.
it's like a-
because
they
January
are.
6th, they're taking over Sephora.
No, it's not like the insurrection. It's just like gradually with the, results of social media, people have been, getting into makeup earlier and earlier. That's what they were
Okay.
saying.
It's like probably the reels that you see of like 12-year-olds now versus 12-year-olds when I was 12.
And you know what?
Get ready with me to go to my 6th grade dance.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. So I actually, first of all, I remember being at the Northeast Mall in DFW, shout out. And I would be so intimidated walking into Sephora when I was in high school because back then makeup was like big girl tings, like most of my friends, we only wore MAC or something that our mom had given us. So like Estee Lauder or something like that, or like mainly drugstore because it felt more comfortable to like, dabble in drugstore stuff. But like now there's so much information that kids like, they're like baking. I'm like, I don't even bake.
Yeah,
like,
they're teaching us.
yeah, they're teaching us like, and then some of the girlies on TikTok are so fucking funny. Did you guys see that girl that I posted? The one that was like talking about the short guys in her gym class that were like
Yeah.
being little bitches. This girl is so fucking
Oh my
funny.
God. Wait, yeah.
She's like, you need to sit the fuck down. You're shaped like the Lorax. These kids, I'm like, imagine. And she's like cussing and she's like, tell me why when I bend over. She's like, I don't need them to tell me what I look like. I have a mirror. He says, why can't I see your spine? I don't know, because I have one. Like these kids are so fucking funny, but like imagine having a phone and like having access to the world at that age.
Well, yeah. Did you see her other one about getting in the fight with the girls?
No. She's like literally my daughter. She's like the most extreme parts of me.
She's talking about how her and this girl got in a fight, and this girl's like, me and my girls are gonna kick your ass at Chick-fil-A, and she goes, cool, can we eat first? And the girl's like, are you serious? And she goes, I'm hungry. And she's like, what, you don't want to eat Chick-fil-A? Okay. And
She's so funny.
she's so funny, but I'm like, I cannot imagine like having this conversation at her really young age on the internet for everyone to see. But then it's also just funny because then at the end she's like, no, but seriously, like if you guys don't hear from me tomorrow, like please call somebody because they probably kicked my ass.
I need her, please. Can you zoom in? Like we don't really do Zoom interviews, but like we would make an exception for her. I would love to talk to her and just like have her
We
kind of
would
like
have
roast
to
me.
like talk to her parents first.
I know we literally need like written consent.
Yeah.
Something. Oh wait, you know what? We're so lucky we didn't have social media. Can you imagine if your bitch friends had fucking social media when they were in high school?
I would have succeeded.
Like first of all, Paige's friends, and I mean this deep within my soul, were such little cunts.
I think like, yeah, we just like were,
They were mean.
we were everything
Evil.
that you think of when you think of like
Evil high school girls.
high school movies.
Yeah.
It's like that was
Like,
us.
I truly, like, to this
Well,
day,
I think that Jade's high school experience was like the high
No,
school
you're right.
movies, and then yours was like that high school horror movie where it's like, okay, we're gonna take this and flip it on its head a little bit, and now it's
But
dangerous.
the thing is like, it wasn't just towards me. Like, it was
towards everyone.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. It was. I mean, it's.
You're always waiting for the Shyamalan twist. Like, who's gonna be the
Yeah.
backstabber? Who's the murderer?
Yeah, and the sad part is like they knew the evil one, and they knew like everyone was so scared to stand up for each other because all your friends are so fucking evil that they could not even stand up for you. Like, they were scared to stand up for you.
But you're looking at it.
Yeah, we're talking about when I was the target, but I wasn't always the target, and I wasn't always innocent.
No, I
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like,
But, like, you're my sister, so
no, I know,
Yeah.
but it's like the problem is that like we were just like best friends and shitty to each other. Like, why?
no,
Like,
literally,
truly, why?
Like, why were you guys so mean?
And just always hung out all the time. Like,
And,
why?
like, even after they like tortured you for a year, you guys like became friends. It's like
because
so crazy.
Well, because again, I was not the isolated incident.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
I wonder if it's like because you were conditioned through sisterhood, like we could be so mean and then so
I was like, wow, they love me.
Oh wow, this must be true friendship. This is
Yeah.
real love.
Yeah, only it's like, well, regarding the sister thing, I feel like that was more like me and my friends. Like, we kind of fought, but like we weren't as evil to each other. Like, we were evil to other people, and like we were evil to like the boys in our grade, but we weren't like, I guess, so to the depths of like Paige's
I
friend
think the
group.
difference is you had like cliques in the obvious way of like varsity versus JV,
Yeah.
and it's like
Yeah.
we're gonna show up at the game and we're gonna
And we're
do
gonna show
whatever.
up.
And
Yeah.
then your friends were more different because it was okay, I'm gonna make this strategic war move, so I need to recruit allies, so this time you're gonna be on my side.
Yes.
And then next time I'm with France.
because I also think that when you were going through high school and college, like you were, as all of these like social media things were coming out, like
I was a
it
little
was
at the beginning of it.
the very, very, like you
Yeah.
didn't you have a Facebook when it was just for college people?
Yes.
Like, and then but in a just a short couple of years, in like 2 to 3 years, when Facebook has been out, it's little things like that with like Facebook and then Instagram.
Yeah.
It's like it didn't hit the same way for you because it was new. And then a couple years later, when I'm the same age, but it's been out for a while, and we're using it in a toxic way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's so weird because that is the difference between like such a short amount of like time between us. Like, we're only 3 years apart. And that's when I made those TikToks that were like things millennials grew up with that would send Gen Z into a coma. Like, obviously I was just kind of like, it was satire. It wasn't true, but like there is a difference between me learning to drive and not having a cell phone and having to have like MapQuest versus like somebody who's learning to drive and maybe they have like a flip phone, but there's iPhones out in the world too. Like, it's just the comfortability with the technology is so different. And it's like, just like you said, like having like me being like on Facebook with a .edu versus you having Facebook in high school.
Well, and because now as the longer all of these apps have been around, there's certain privacy things and like standards that weren't in place.
Yeah.
When a couple years after, like when my group of people were like really using it. So it's like we were like the unhinged ones, and it's like, oh wow, we should probably have some like privacy standards or like regulations
On
around
children having
certain things, you know. And
social
then
media.
so nowadays it's more accessible, but at least we're trying.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, because it spreads like wildfire.
Well, and it's like a little bit, I mean, now parents who have kids that are on social media and they're in middle school are like literally my age. So like they are so like
They know what to look
familiar with it that they know how to look for it. Whereas like our parents had no idea. Like they were like, what is this? Like internet, www. What? And then it's like the difference between that, I feel like, is a whole other thing. Because I feel like now our generation saw like how toxic it can be. So they're like trying to put little things in place with their kids.
But there's still a lot to learn with like what kind of algorithm you get on and how quickly.
Yeah.
QAnon, it's quicksand. It's one interesting video and oh my gosh, I kind of think aliens are cool. Like let's keep scrolling. This is crazy.
And then you're like,
but I think that people hopefully now know, because I mean, forgive me if I'm wrong, but if you're logged into my TikTok account, like you would be influencing my algorithm too, right?
I don't know how
Yes.
it works.
I would hope
Yes.
that would be true. So then if, you know, you could just kind of see what they're looking at and it's like, wow, you're looking at a lot of stuff about Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. I didn't know that.
They must
I didn't
be
know you
really
thought he was the
religious.
Alpha and Omega. Like we should like have a check-in about that. What do you think?
That's so funny. Okay, let's do one more. How long have we been going?
It doesn't matter.
No, it does matter because we have to keep it at like an hour.
Right now it's 8:20. I don't know when we started.
Okay. Let's do one more. Why do exes always come back? After 1 year of no contact, he harasses me at a frat party.
It's because you're at a frat party. I
First
solved
of
the
all,
riddle.
well, okay, personally, as someone who loved a frat party, there's like no getting me away from the frat party. So if you have to be at a frat party and he has to be there, then I think you just need to like play it off like you don't care and try to avoid him at all costs.
I would never discourage anyone from going
Yeah,
to a
I
frat
think what
party.
Bailey's saying is you're at a frat party and there's so many other fraternity brothers where they have the chance to hit on you. And so now he's jealous and he wants to be like, hey, remember me?
Yeah. And guys only come back for their ego and because they're bored. Like it's not because they actually like you or they actually want to, you know, really genuinely strike things up. It's because they're bored and they need something easy to like talk to. And it's like, oh, she's talked to me before. I will talk to her. So it's on us to teach them that they can't fucking do that.
Yeah.
Because men are stupid. We have to teach them like they're children because they are.
And you can't explain it. It has to be like
Actions.
Yeah.
Like you can't say, I don't want to talk to you anymore because all they're going to see is that you are talking to them. And they're like, well, she's talking to me right now. So like maybe I can, you know, give her a little, you know, pokey in my little.
Or they're going to
bedroom.
hear, oh, she doesn't want to talk to me. She's a bitch. She needs to cool down.
Yeah.
I'll come back. Literally Kurt.
Like you literally just, like Bailey said, like actions speak louder than words with boys. Like you just need to like ignore them.
and make out with his friend.
And make out with his friend. Honestly, like make him pay for it. Be like, I'm not going to talk to you, but I will be making out with your best friend.
Yeah, and obviously you're listening to this podcast like he's going to want to try again. Like
Right.
you're the hot commodity and you need to remember that and just be like, see ya.
Yeah, that's the thing that I think that I would love for every one of the girlies that listens to this podcast to remember is that like we are the hot commodity. We have the power. The power of whether we want to hook up with someone lies within us because guys will literally hook up with whoever. They do not hold the power. We actually hold the power. And the sooner we realize that, the sooner we will be more powerful.
Right.
What do you mean? Why are you guys like,
I
you're just
agree.
like,
I mean, you always
it's not a
bring
power-
it
'cause
back
it's
to
not a power play. It's not a game.
I'm trying to come like into that.
We're
and wrap
trying
my
to
head around
support.
it.
We're trying to support you while also
it
I
is
want
about
to
a power.
understand
No,
what
it's
I'm
not.
supporting.
When
not
you are
just-
in a situationship, it is about the power. If it's not going anywhere, it's like you need to like keep your power in yourself.
yeah, if you want to
you.
stay in a situationship, and if that's where you're going to be, and if that's in every, sorry to say this, but like probably every college relationship is some sort of semblance of a situationship. And that's just, you're figuring out who you are as a person in the world and an adult. Like that's very normal. I don't think that's a negative thing to say.
Yeah.
So you're just learning how to navigate it. But like, I don't think that then the goal is I'm going to have the most power here. I'm going to make him want me more.
Yeah, that means that you're protecting your ego.
Or you're, yeah.
The wheels are turning. Oh wow!
I get what
didn't
you're
think about
saying,
it like
but
that.
maybe that's like not what I mean. The power, what I mean is like
That's why I didn't respond, because I know what you're meaning, but I don't I don't agree with what you're saying.
I think because the power isn't just your ego. Your power is like your essence. It's your like confidence. It's everything. Like you don't want to give up all this, like who you are to somebody.
Yes, but you're saying that it's a power struggle in the relationship. You're not saying it in the sense of like girl power. You are your own woman. You are the wind.
At some point with these situationships, it does turn into a power struggle.
Yes.
And so in order
but that's not the power you want, because that's fake power, because that's contingent on another person.
Yeah, because what the power that you want is over yourself and your own emotions and what makes you feel good when you lay your head down on your pillow.
You just want to keep using the word power, so you're making it more feminist now.
No.
You mean don't text him back, he's going to like you more.
That's what you say.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, honestly,
and
yeah.
that's different.
Don't text them back. They will like you more, honestly.
Yeah, but it's like, don't text him back because he doesn't deserve you. Like, you deserve better.
Right, that too. That is what
But
I always say. I always say don't text them back because
then you'll have the power.
Because also like sometimes you need like a little evil like what's the word, like if you're not feeling strong enough to be like I'm gonna do this for like good reasons, sometimes you need like I just need to have the power,
right? And
I don't think there's anything wrong with that,
but it's good to know I'm doing this just because like I know that this is what I'm needing at this moment, but I'm aware of what I'm doing.
And I think it's good to know where you're getting a renewable energy source and a non-renewable energy source. And if you're just getting your power from nuclear power plant, then that's not going to be like a very long-term.
That's not sustainable.
Long-term thing. And that's like, I'm gonna show up at the party and I'm gonna do this. And that's like great. And that's what you need so much of the time. But then sometimes you need something more sustainable.
Kind of like, remember right before I went to therapy, Xtina Halloween 2019. It's like everything in me was like, I need revenge, right?
Yeah.
Like I need revenge. I'm going to make out with this
boily man.
This man who's masked.
Yeah,
we don't even know what he looks like.
And not COVID mask, like was wearing a luchador mask.
Yeah. And because Tyson wasn't even there. He couldn't even see me, but like I had the power. And then you know what? You're going to bring someone home? No, you're not, because I'm going to be there. I still have a key. You know what? It's like I'm doing that because I needed to feel like I had the upper hand because I was so insecure and unsettled with how I was feeling about myself.
Yeah.
And that's what therapy and Kevin really helped me with.
I think another thing that I always talk about is energy. So maybe that's like, I'm kind of like Venn diagramming the two. And there's basically what I'm saying is like, you need to block your energy from that person at all costs. So the power remains with you. Like,
okay,
you know what I
you're
mean?
preserving your power. You're not gaining power.
Exactly. You're preserving the power. The second you open up the text back to this person, then you are putting more energy that way, and then you're giving them power. Like you want to keep your power to yourself. Like I think
you're protecting your power. You're not gaining power. That's better.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that more.
We agree.
Okay.
We agree with that.
Okay, there we go.
Hell
okay,
yeah.
just had a
Wow,
therapy
guys,
session.
look at us.
We got there.
Protect your power.
Weigh in on this. Not debate
But
anymore.
I think it's an important lesson. Protect your power, but don't gain power off of it, because you should be gaining power in other areas of your life, and you need to protect that from men because they will steal everything from you.
And because if it is only with a relationship, it's not sustainable.
Right.
You know?
It's a nuclear power source. Mm-hmm. It will blow up and kill everything that you've worked for.
You need like solar panels or something.
yeah.
Okay, that's a good note to end on.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
This was great.
All right. Well, happy 2024. We are so excited to be the best podcast in Austin, Texas this year, besides Joe Rogan. We'll give it to Joe. And maybe like, you know,
Yeah, but like sister podcast, come on.
yeah, we will be the best sister podcast. We
are.
literally are. But we're excited to be how about the best female podcast in Austin, Texas?
Hell
Fuck
yeah.
And so with that, we need your help. And guess what? You guys don't even need to do much. It's pretty much free. You just need to text this episode to everyone you know. Maybe somebody who is dealing with the power struggle themselves and maybe needs, you know, a little Jade, Paige, or Bailey, or maybe all three of us advice. I don't know. I'm kind of doing the ending that you guys usually do.
No, you're doing great.
Okay.
Great job.
So also write in your stories. Tell us like any juicy goss you have, any like advice you
Any
need,
books you want,
any
me to read, us to talk about.
Join Paige's Turn the Page for Beginners.
Turning the Page for
Turning the
Beginners.
Page for Beginners working title. It's perfect. It's kind of perfect. And yeah, I think that's it.
Hell yeah.
Great. Thanks for joining us, guys.
All right. Bye.
Bye.